Going into this coming week, I thought it might be good wisdom to speak some peace to the situation. There's going to be a lot of folks who are full of anxiety for what may or may not happen. For whoever would love life and see good days must keep their tongue from evil and their lips from deceitful speech. They must turn from evil and do good. They must seek peace and pursue it. And I would encourage everyone within the sound of my voice to do just that. Because we lived through a great many things. I know that most of my audience is at least my age and probably older. This too shall pass, whatever the result. However, in today's video, I'm going to show you more evidence that it is going to be very likely a landslide victory for Donald Trump. He might receive more votes than any other president in history. And this might be the most lopsided, probably excluding Reagan's win over Carter. That can be the only election that I would think would be more lopsided than this one. Now, what's my proof? Sometime back, the president spoke of having a secret weapon. And he's had one for quite some time. And he's kept it very mum. Now, some people thought it was reference to some type of offensive military weapon. I don't think that's what he was referring to at all. I think he was talking about this. You see, the Democrats have no analog for this. For those of you who are unaware, Ivanka Trump just broke Barack Obama's single-day fundraising record in Texas. $35 million. Now think about this for a second. She's not on the ticket. She's not vice president. She's not president. Her father didn't even show up. And she just outraised Obama. And here's the article. She broke Obama's record at an Austin, Texas stop that raised $4.5 million. You see, this is his secret weapon. The president's daughter has hosted more than 30 events since August, including 11 since last Sunday, banking more than $35 million. So apparently not one day, it was 1 week, but still. Even guys like Soros have to reach for the antacid when they hear stuff like this. All she's got to do is show up. Trump's September stop in Austin, Texas, which raised $4.5 million, trounced Obama's single-day record of $3.8 million from 2014. Okay, so I was partially correct. See, this is something that people are seeing in the background, but they're not realizing how important it is. And this was from the Times. Now, I don't have the entire article, but he has done an amazing job preparing this young lady to enter service, to enter the halls of power. They have no answer for this. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about how the media is talking about, oh, Texas is in play, or Florida is in play, or all these. They're not in play. They're not in play. And I'd like to bring up one other topic that nobody likes to talk about that proves, beyond the shadow of a doubt, how worried the left is. Now, on the right, this is the 2016 map. I know it's kind of hard to see, but the way they have this one laid out with the numbers on the side, I had to keep it zoomed away a little bit. This is the tie. Now, on the left, this is the tie, quote unquote, that they're saying that could come up. This gives Biden 269, gives Trump 269. The three states that are different here are Minnesota, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Now, the big secret to this is that, first of all, Biden's not going to flip all three of those states. But there's a bigger secret, a much, much bigger one. It's called apportionment. See here where it says Florida, 29 votes, Florida, 29 votes? Let me take you into the Wayback Machine for just a second. On the right, this is the 2000 map. Notice something different? Florida, only 25 votes. Texas, only 32 votes. What's going on? Arizona, only 8 votes. You see, this is what's happening. Texas has gained 6 electoral votes just in the last 20 years. Florida has gained 4. New York has lost 4. That's a net swing of 8 just with those 2 states. And if you go through all of the states, you will see all of the red states are gaining more and more and more reputation. This is why I have encouraged anyone who's living in a blue state, if you're a conservative, leave. Just your presence there gives power to your enemies. Just your presence there gives power to your enemies. Leave. This is what's happening. People are flocking to the red states. Now, they only do apportionment every 10 years, 2000, 2010, 2020. It has to do with the census. The amount of electoral votes you get is a combination of how many representatives do you have in Congress plus senators. And of course, we know congressional representation is based on population. That's why Texas has 38, even California. Now, California has actually gained 1 since 2000. But, given recent events, I think we're going to see them go backward. But overall, it's not even close. Let's just add up what this map shows. Arizona went from 8 to 11, that's plus 3. Plus 6 in Texas, that makes plus 9. These smaller states went down. Another 3 in Georgia, that's plus 12. Another 4 in Florida, plus 16. South Carolina, another one, plus 17. North Carolina, plus 18. See what's happening? 18 electoral votes. That's more than all of the electoral votes in Michigan. And remember, they went from someplace to someplace. See how Pennsylvania went down 23 to 20? They're becoming less and less and less relevant. New York lost 4. Michigan lost 2. Washington lost 1. This is what's happening. This is what they're afraid of. And this is a confirmation. And this is just another map that shows the same thing. Yellow lost, blue gained. Another confirmation that the country is becoming more and more and more conservative. Not more liberal. It's becoming more conservative. Liberals have had to use tricks and techniques using online platforms like Twitter and Facebook to make them seem like that they're a bigger group of people than what they really are. See, this is the secret. Nearly the same amount of people who voted in 2016 have already voted in early voting. That means Election Day, which is virtually all conservatives, is going to show something that the left has no answer for, the silent majority. And even if they're only voting because the president's daughter's pretty, you can vote for whatever reason you want to vote for. You can have there's no restriction on motivation for voting. Your vote counts no matter what. The silent majority in this country is getting ready to speak in a way that they have not spoken in a long time. And for those of you that think voting doesn't matter, I just point you to 2016. If you think it doesn't matter, explain Mr. Trump. If he's part of the establishment, explain the Lincoln Project, explain the last 3 years with impeachment and every other garbage they pulled up against the guy. He's got enemies on both sides. Voting matters. Now, there's people out there that don't want it to matter. That's absolutely true. But if this is possible, that she can just waltz into Texas and go to a rally, raise $35 million, and blow away the fundraising record of what was likely the most popular president, at least in the last 20 years, maybe 25. Think of what that means for 24, when she might be the candidate. It won't even be close. The media is liking to run out this idea that everybody who's a registered Democrat is actually voting for Joe Biden. I don't think that's the case at all. I really don't, especially not in Nevada. Especially not in Nevada. The man spoke of a secret weapon. I truly believe, I really, really believe it's her. Because I'll say it again. The left has no analog. See, he can go tour someplace and raise money, and so can Biden. Mike Pence, he can go tour on behalf of the president. Well, so can Kamala Harris. What is the analog for Ivanka Trump? The Rock or any of these other actors or actresses who are liberals don't raise anywhere near that kind of money when they go stump on behalf of whatever liberal candidate they want. They don't raise anything like that. It's an amazing thing to see. And when you look at apportionment, and when you look at the past, look at 2000, what we showed, to now, it's very clear. America is becoming more conservative. More people are moving to the conservative red states. And our representation is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Look at the net result. As of right now, control the presidency, control the Senate, and firm, more than likely decades now, long control in the future of the judiciary. That's it. The left has put all of their marbles into the House of Representatives. And believe me, that's an eventuality that's just going to go away with money and with time, especially after this election. So anyway, I just wanted to speak a little peace to some people and show them that the deception in the media just is that. It's smoke and mirrors. Real, actual facts, statistically on the ground. There is no doubt that this country is becoming much more conservative. Population numbers prove it, electoral numbers prove it, and the left, the reason they're so desperate, this time is because they know what's going to happen after apportionment. They know what's going to happen after this time with apportionment. It's going to be nearly impossible for them to win. They're losing too much representation. Eventually, this up here isn't going to matter. This blue wall isn't going to matter. Pennsylvania's going to lose more electoral votes. Michigan's going to lose more electoral votes. Florida's going to get more. We've gotten to four in the last 20 years. We went from 25 to 29. Arizona, people are flooding into Arizona from California. And remember, every electoral vote gained by a state is one lost by another. This whole map up here is going to start to be irrelevant. It really is. And mark my words about Nevada, guys. Watch Nevada. They have one thing that keeps them afloat, and it's tourism. And there's only one candidate who is on the ballot right now who is saying we need to ramp up tourism again. They are all about the Benjamins in Nevada. Just like here in Florida, it's all about the money, about the tourism. These people are not going to vote against their self-interest. Watch, I wouldn't give Minnesota guaranteed to Biden. And if Biden loses in Minnesota, forget it, it's over. It's done. It is done. This map on the left shows what a tie would be. Remember, this over here is what Trump won last time. Trump took Wisconsin, took Michigan, took Pennsylvania. This awards Michigan, Pennsylvania over here to Biden. 36 votes. Neither one of those things is a guarantee. Nevada, it's not a guarantee to go into his column. And truthfully, neither really is Colorado. They have a bit of a tourist industry as well that finances them. A lot of conservatives out there. A lot of gun owners out there. And believe me, once these numbers change again, Texas goes to 40, Florida goes to 30, Arizona goes to 12 or 13, it's over for the North. It is over. They can't win at this point. Because even with this map over here, which is a tie, which is allegedly a tie, 269, 269, you only need a flip of one. You only need a flip of one vote. Plus one to Trump gives 270, minus one to Biden, 268, it's over. That's a win. Look at how much has changed just since 2000. Hell, what'd we count up? 3, 9, 13, 14, 17, 18, like 20? So, I mean, it's literally a plus 40 if you really think about it, because once again, plus one in one state is minus one in another. Illinois has gone from 22 to 20. Michigan from 18 to 16. Wisconsin from 11 to 10. Washington from 12 to 11. New York from 33 to 29. Pennsylvania from 23 to 20. Look at how many of these states have lost representation. I'm looking over here on the side. New Jersey, 15 to 14. Massachusetts, 12 to 11. It's bad, guys. I mean, it's really bad for the left right now. And they know this, and that's why you won't see anybody report it. Because they're terrified. They know. They know what's going to happen in 2020 with apportionment. There's already calls now for people to abolish the Supreme Court because they know they can't win it back. They know they cannot win it back. Not in their lifetimes, they can't. So, anyway, trying to speak some peace to conservatives who are all up in arms and worried about what might happen on Tuesday. Don't worry. The silent majority is going to speak. And it's going to speak in a way that it hasn't spoken in a long time. And it's going to be a landslide. And I'll leave it there. Like, share, subscribe.